This is my forever world. The megacontinent measures 5,000 blocks from end to end, and because I don't use an elytra, traveling around can be quite time-consuming. So, if I wanted to fix this, I would have to build actual infrastructure to get around. However, I am too broke to build a railway or iceboat track. I plan to use the water that generated with the world. Using a dolphin, you can go 37 blocks a second without building anything. The only thing I actually need to build are ports around the megacontinent to travel between. So, I spent the last week designing an automatic dolphin storage. And today, I'm building the very first port of many on the megacontinent. All that's left to do for now is to just finish the foundation. I've already designed basically each unique part of this area. I really love the fade to the darker stone, especially as it gets to the water. I thought that it would look cool if it like faded into this Blackstone or this stripped dark oak to kind of make it look like the wood and the stone is like wet, you know? It's just a matter of extending it now to the rest of this so that it's not just half finished. This has quickly become, I think, one of the largest single builds I've ever done on the world. Bro, there's a bat. How is there a bat, bro? Okay, in my wildest dreams, I was hitting that bow shot. Actually building things up here on this port is for a later day, but I just want to fill in this flooring of like this cobblestone. I'm in love with this pattern so much, especially because it gets more cobblestone towards like the edge, you know? More people are going to be walking around in like the middle, so it's more fine, all of the different textures. I, unfortunately though, have completely ran out of andesite, so I didn't think that I would have to end up going on material gathering trips for this, but here we are. I think I still have the base of a beacon here. I don't. Cool. Wait, is there the base of a beacon? I thought I left one here, but I guess it was just in the ground. Oh, wait. Clutch in the dark. Nailed it. I think there actually is a beacon here. Yes. Haste 2. Perfect. Yes, okay. I should theoretically only need one entire shulker box. However, andesite is my least favorite of the 3 stones to collect because it's the same color as normal stone, which is the reason that I want it in this specific case, but it makes it really hard to see where it ends. I think this is the first time I've gone mining since making the mob switch. This is so weird. I'm not used to not getting harassed by 8,000 skeletons all at the same time, so this is honestly a really nice change of pace. I always want to keep mining once I'm in this position because it's so satisfying. But I think that that's probably enough andesite. That's like a shulker box and a half. It's been fun, but I have business to attend to because that, oh my god, that's starting to look so cool. Oh my god. This is, again, it's huge, bro. But it doesn't feel like it. But this has made maybe the most significant change I have ever seen to the capital island. I really want to see it from an aerial view on the Happy Gas, but I'm going to wait until it's actually fully done with the floor. Wait. What are you? What? How are? Oh my god, dude. Villagers, they never cease to amaze me. What are you doing, bro? I don't think that's your house. I think you should. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't think that would hurt you. Okay, I think you should be good. Yep. Get on back to bed, sir. I don't know how many days this guy has been trapped, but he is a changed man now, bro. He does not really know where to go. Bro, what the heck? I'll walk you to bed, bro. There we go. Bro, why did that happen? That's so weird. And with that, day 2000, bro. I've been amping it up, but we've actually hit it now. Oh my god, that is so weird. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, I'm looking around now and I don't know how true I feel about this statement, but like for a while I've been feeling like I haven't been getting a lot done on the world for the amount of days that I've spent. But you know, I'm looking at this now and it's like my whole field of view is is covered in builds, so maybe not, I don't know. Well, I've undoubtedly given myself carpal tunnel in my middle finger. I don't think the human hand was designed to violently scroll wheel for 30 minutes straight. The dolphin travel pod is now kind of dwarfed in comparison to the size of the port here. And I kind of love that, especially for the capital. I mean, once I get around to designing the capital, adding more things, especially adding the container blocks that I want to, and more ships, and potentially even like, you know, farming district or something here, like, this is gonna look so sick, bro. And now it's just like, yep, this one tiny little area is like where I can actually travel out into the world. All that's actually left to do for this bottom section is this underside wall over here. I kept a nice little dock traveling around the side along this side, which I think works perfectly, especially for these docks that I want to build some larger boats next to. But over on this side, the terrain was so steep going down to the water, and I think it'd be cool to actually have that rock face that I have a little bit of over here go all the way down, because a lot of this port design actually followed just the shape of the island pretty closely. It already had this like weird tier design in just the base default terrain of the world, which was quite interesting. And all I did when just kind of laying out these walls was just kind of follow it. In the best case, you know, it kind of does stick out a little bit, but I was aiming again for this part so that if I bring the rock face down all the way, it'll just look like this huge cliff just continues all the way up straight to where the port extends. I think is really cool. And you may have noticed that the tiers work too well for this capital island, because I was sort of shaping out this first level and I realized that the island kind of has another natural tier level, which is actually perfect because it'll kind of distinguish this sort of shipyard area from what will probably just stay for now as like more grassy area, more where like the actual city is. I have to bring up this terrain and everything that I blew up last episode, but it will actually help to kind of, you know, just separate this whole port area from like the more default terrain for right now in a way that isn't just it fading into grass eventually. But this part is going to basically be negligible work compared to what I've done already. I'm basically at the finish line at this point. And I think that's the 8th time I think I've said that, bro. But that's going to be kind of like the victory lap, just getting that done, fully sort of separating it from the rest of the capital island. But I left this to do last because I need dark oak for this design idea to have it sort of be actually soaked from the water. I don't have dark oak. Again, I need to build a wood farm. I mean, also very quickly draining my wood stores for spruce and oak as well. So again, like very soon I'm gonna need to build a lumber mill somewhere, and specifically dark oak as well, because I really just have no way to get it currently. I can actually start using this thing for real. We need to go get some dark oak. I extended that port a little bit as well, and it's like a full-on starting and finishing line, bro, as you just get ready to embark on your adventure. And I'm already to the dark oak in record time, because for right now, the only real way that I can get dark oak is by bombing the local forests. I need your dark oak. Probably still only gonna try and get a few stacks, because I'd prefer not to continue sort of destroying actual terrain on the megacontinent if possible. I would like to get most things renewable. I imagine this should be just about good. I also don't want to leave Jody out in the open for too long here. Are you good? Okay, thank you. The next phase of expanding on this world is building docks in other locations, and I'm not really planning to build ports that are as large as the one that I'm working on. Waxed copper gates. What? Okay, true. I didn't know, getting haunted right now, I guess. I wasn't even planning on this one being that large, but it just kept getting larger and I kept having ideas. And again, it's the capital, okay? It deserves to be a massive hub. Oh my gosh, this will never get old though. It is so nice. It just works. I don't have to worry about finding a dolphin. It's actually so awesome. 4 stacks should surely be enough. But again, these posts are extending so far down. But it genuinely has to be done because I tried using unstripped spruce logs because it's the same shade as dark oak is, but it just doesn't look right. Because the dark oak stripped looks so similar to the texture of like the stripped spruce. So it looks so good as like a soaked or like a wet log by comparison next to each other. Whereas, you know, spruce logs are like the right shade, but they just like, they look too different. I think this project has also been the first one where I've properly started delving into using blocks for the sake of color rather than it being sort of the sensible, like, oh yeah, I need to use wood or stone, so I'm gonna use variants of stone. It's like, no. These posts over here extend really far as well, and I just use deep slate stone brick walls because it looked so weird if they didn't taper off a little bit. But it's like, from above water and from a distance, it just looks like it's a darker sort of gradient. The building skills are getting upgraded today, boys. Okay, is that good? Are you stripped? Yes, okay, there we go. Oh yeah. All that's stopping me from finishing this entire first level is the Blackstone. Another circumstance of wanting to use, you know, I mean, I guess it is a stone, so it's like, it makes sense, but like, I love that look of it looking like it's actually like getting wet from the water. And for like the dry areas, this smooth basalt looks very similar to that texture, but lighter, because it's not wet. The only issue with finishing this in the same way as dark oak, I have no Blackstone. Oh my gosh, it's even worse than I thought. I think I used every ounce of my net worth on on the storage building, bro. I have nothing. To the nether. I'm actually not sure if I'm ever going to do a proper build in the nether. I've never just been interested in it, to be honest. Like, I'm so focused and so mostly intrigued in just building out like a huge overworld that like the nether and end just kind of feel just a bit disconnected. I don't know. I mean, maybe I could see myself doing like a little pocket of something in the nether or the ends, just because it's like an extension of whatever area in the overworld. But I don't know. Like, I don't really see myself ever building like a nether base or build, honestly, because I would just feel like it would just be so unrelated. I think I'm always surprised that basalt is insta-mineable. I'm so convinced always that it's not, but it is insta-mineable. Oh my gosh, bro, I don't think this ever won't be satisfying. I'm also in a bro mood right now. I think I'm saying that every other sentence. That is the power of 1 a.m. recording session. Oh, that is not terrifying at all. Oh! Okay. Fine. No, I think I have enough. I think I probably have enough Blackstone. Fine, nether. I'm sorry, I'll be leaving now. Oh! Okay. I have my personal assistant here. Okay, let's get this clutch. Oh! Perfect. Okay! Who is sending hitmen after me, bro? Stop it! I don't think I'm gonna worry too much about texturing this stone wall once it is under the water, because a lot of that fine detail kind of just gets removed anyways when viewed from above water, so kind of a bit of an out of sight, out of mind sort of deal. I do want to probably do a little bit of work just on this actual stone face under the water, but I think it's probably going to be fine. Like, if the actual very visible part of that is as textured as this wall is, or I mean, I guess any of these with the Blackstone down at the bottom, I think it's probably not going to be negatively affecting the overall look for it to just stay Blackstone going down. Because like it has like a natural gradient that happens just as the light level decreases. Oh, I've only done this little, but I'm already really excited to see what that's gonna look like. If I don't even have to do anything crazy, it's just if it kind of just slowly bows out with that Blackstone to kind of follow the trajectory of this already steep cliff. Oh, that's gonna look excellent. Oh, and I can even make the Blackstone kind of maybe transitioning even. Oh, okay, okay. This is looking so good. I need to make the transition a little bit less of a just hard line, I think. Nothing some cobblestone can't fix. Oh, okay. I am really liking how that looks. I'm not gonna try nearly as much as I would because it is still underwater, but it's noticeable enough that I think it's worth just doing like a little bit. This is pretty difficult, so I think I'm just gonna time travel until it's done, so. That does not get any easier to do. Oh my god. The wall is done! Oh my gosh, guys. It does look good. I've completed it all the way to the back wall over here, and it isn't a very prominent thing that you might see initially, but just having that subtle fade back into like the natural ocean floor adds so much to just like the general look of this wall right here. Bro, I know I haven't slept. Into the floor. The entire first tier of this port is now fully complete, I'm pretty sure. All of, you know, the floor, and now, yeah, all of the walls going all the way around. And yeah, this effect is even more prominent during the day. That is awesome. It literally just leaves just continuing the design for the walls on this second level. I think that it's probably going to look more natural to do it that way rather than initially I was thinking that, yeah, I was just going to kind of fade out of this floor just like back into grass kind of like this. And I'm gonna have to do that in this area because I need to connect the bridge over to Dawnport and then like, you know, this kind of like half staircase up to this tier. So I'm probably gonna have some kind of like mixture of maybe coarse dirt just to kind of help it fade naturally. But I think that would have looked a little bit strange for the entire area, and it just works so perfectly because it is just a tier higher again. Now, the question is whether I want to keep the fade of these walls going, but instead of fading dark, we eventually fade up to calcite in an even lighter stone. Yes? Let's try with walls as well. I mean, I have to. Oh my god. I don't know. That looks so cool as well. I initially thought that I was just going to fully copy the same, you know, it is still for the most part the same design, but I think it might look a little bit weird, yeah, if it was like the darker stone again at this baseline. Because it matching now with the floor as it fades up on those lower levels to the cobblestone, like this floor is, it now fading from that color further up to an even lighter. I think that that's just so perfect. It's almost also like the stone is like, you know, the more compressed and compact it is, it's like more dark. Because I mean, I can only imagine what that's gonna look like, and I think it's going to be worth it. The only issue is that I have, this is all the diorite that I have to my name. So back to the mines again. Had a sneaking suspicion I would be back, Beacon. That is why I did not break you. The only real way that you can even automate the gathering of these kinds of materials is to build like a giant perimeter machine that just like mines out all the blocks from the surface down to bedrock. I do imagine I probably will do something like that eventually, but it's gonna have to be far from spawn because, I mean, even just doing this is pretty destructive. I don't even know. Like, I'm probably gonna have to find a good reason down the line for why I've just expanded this massive underground area of just digging. I'm gonna have to turn this into a build at some point because otherwise it's just like Just a massive destroyed part of the mega continent. I actually think the biggest limiting factor of how much diorite I can get is not the shulk box space, but it's actually my pickaxe durability, bro. I'm running so low on both pickaxes. This is the point where I need to tell myself to be completely aware of the durability, because I have on multiple occasions just forgotten and just let a pickaxe break. I cannot afford to do that because I do not have a villager trading hall. Yet another idea that I have for a build that would be very cool, but you know, there's only so much I can do as one human. Okay, that's one pickaxe almost broken. All right. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's my second pickaxe almost destroyed. And also my hunger completely shredded through. Yeah, that should be a good amount of diorite though for the foreseeable future. Before I can get back to work, I need to make a quick pit stop over at the Enderman farm for XP, because yeah, my tool durability has just been slowly draining throughout the process of this. I don't have my boat. Whatever, I'm just gonna run on the ice boat track. One of the mods that I cannot live without ever since I started using it is better mending. Being able to take XP out of your hotbar to repair the items that have mending, it is, oh my gosh, it is so nice. Not only can I use mending as the way it's intended, taking these XP orbs straight into my pickaxe, but I can also right click and take the XP out of my hotbar to repair my shovel as well. I feel like that's such a logical way for mending to work, you know? There's an actual reason to have a lot of XP once you have like max gear. I mean, you don't really use it for anything because you're not enchanting after a certain point for the really just in general. So there's an actual purpose to having like 1,000 levels, for example, because it basically means you can just repair your pickaxe or any tool just on site without needing to go to an XP farm. Okay. I think 50 levels should be enough for now. Excuse me. It's still so weird. I come to the end so infrequently that like I am never used to being able to use my elytra. Well, my time was fun, but I must return back. The walk back to the capital is getting cooler every time I take it, bro. I'm having to get a little bit creative because calcite is such a perfect looking block for this transition, but for whatever reason, there's no calcite walls in this game, Mojang. Why, bro? It would be so perfect. But I mean, so far, this is looking absolutely awesome, bro. And now that I have levels, bang, simple right click, and I get the durability back. It is a little bit overpowered, to be fair, but it is nice. It does also explain why you guys may notice my levels just decreasing throughout a video. I'm not cheating, bro, I promise. If you want to experience a horror game, just play Minecraft while listening to music. Then you can't hear the phantoms spawn in and you just get jump scared by taking damage. Oh my god. And then for this one wall, that's actually so perfect. This is already going to look sick just because of how this lined up. But what I can actually do for this one wall is have the full fade from the dark through the cobblestone andesite into the light stone. Okay, hold on. I need to get the deep slate again. Deep slate up into the normal colors, transitions into diorite, and then into the lighter colors at the top. Okay, as much as I would love for there to be more of these like tall walls, I think this is probably going to look even cooler as a standalone piece, because I did think about extending this top bit over another section, but it just transitions into like the normal terrain more naturally like that. And I honestly think that this is like the perfect amount without it becoming, because I feel like another one might honestly take away, because right now it's like so perfect, bro. That's picturesque, and that makes this entire section almost done. At this point, it's just like basically just like final spring cleaning, connecting these pathways up. And I also want to try fading more gradually from the grass texture into this like main stone floor sort of area using coarse dirt. It's probably gonna involve a bit of texturing and mixing it together, so it might be a little bit tough. Okay, let's see what this looks like. That's already seeming like a good start. I actually think that I can use packed mud to add to the texture of that as well. I have a little bit. It's probably enough. Okay, that's already looking quite a bit better. Big rule of thumb with building is you can never add enough variation in what blocks you are using. The more the merrier, the more textures, the better. I almost wonder if I could use normal dirt that has been turned into a path to kind of add yet another variation and color. I think the entirety of this this video and this project as a whole can kind of just be summed up as it's never enough, bro. Just keep thinking of things to do and add. Oh, but it is always worth it. Oh my god, okay. I'm actually starting to not hate the way that this looks. Like, I really should make the pathways in Dawnport not just the lazy path blocks, but it really is just an absolute metric ton of work to do this. I think this should be good enough for now. Might be subject to change once I actually think about and build on top of this like area. But for right now, I think that that works as a pretty good transition just to kind of still allow this terrain to just turn into the normal amount, because this kind of sits in like this weird in-between where this bridge is not quite the level of this or of either one, but they all need to be like traversable. But I think that's pretty good. Luckily, I don't really have to worry about that for the rest of this, because I'm very glad that I did think of the second level walls, because I can just sort of patch up all of this grass and bring it back to the level, and that should be pretty easy. I have wound up repairing a lot of the damage I caused 2 episodes ago, I think, a lot sooner than I was expecting. I was kind of thinking that this was gonna be just left in disrepair for many months, to be honest, while I went off on new building adventures farther out. And I'm glad to say that that starts with the next episode after this. I just sort of, as I've said for the 18th time, bro, I just got a little bit too lost in the sauce with this project. But I don't know. I'm not too mad that I did, because now I've got like a really exciting project to look forward to once I eventually get some stuff done away from Spawn, away from the capital. And, you know, I am honestly more happy with a lot of this getting repaired now instead of just kind of leaving a lot of the capital broken and blown up to smithereens still. I'm honestly not really sure what the future holds for the capital, to be honest. I left all of the buildings that I was pretty happy with still. I was also watching a Mumbo Jumbo video the other day and watching him plan out the city that he's building for his current Hermitcraft base. And it just like makes me look at this monstrosity here, this like, you know, 2012 buildings, and just sort of think I could do so much better. So who knows? I mean, I kind of want to like train for a bit, because I have such grand ideas for what this city and capital could truly be, and I just don't have the skills yet. But it also kind of makes me realize that there's a pretty good chance that none of the buildings in the capital that currently exist will exist whenever I inevitably sit down and start figuring out plans to rebuild it in its full glory. For right now, what is left shall sit and sort of, you know, still be treated as the capital. It's kind of nice because, you know, I'm eventually going to probably redo a lot of this city, but its current state still exists as a city that I can sort of see off in the distance. Best of both worlds. Oh my gosh. There's a reason I did not finish removing all of these exploded remains last episode, bro. This is incredibly tedious. Ugh! It's like it's never happened. And the great thing about having a mob switch is that I don't have to worry about filling these holes fully in with blocks. Will this come back to bite me in the future? Maybe. But I do not feel like it, bro. Out of sight, out of mind, okay? Future me's got myself covered. Isn't that right? That looks so weird. That's everything patched in except for the original first explosion that I made. Mud converter explosion is gone. The concrete converter explosion is gone. Cobblestone farm is gone. This nether portal also needs to go. You're in the way of the stairs, bro. So, there it is. The completed port. The completed shipyard. Well, completed is doing some heavy lifting, but I am happy with where this is all at to finally set off from the capital. I know where we're headed next, but you're gonna have to wait until next episode for that, but we have everything we need. We have Jody ready to take us where we need to go. And I don't have to come back to a completely disheveled capital island anymore, which I'm very happy about. This is exciting. I can finally collect all of my shulker boxes that have been slowly accruing here. You know a project was good when you end up placing nearly every single shulker box from your ender chest.